How do we sketch the graph of a parabola that is in this shape? Well, when we have the equation in this shape, we can do fancy things or we can just remember the idea, and I strongly suggest that you remember the idea. So the vertex of a parabola is the tip. So if we have a parabola opening up like this, this is the vertex. If we have a parabola opening down like this, this is the vertex. If later in our course we have a parabola opening up to the right, which is a little different, this is the vertex, and so on and so forth. So being able to look at this equation and know where the vertex is easily really helps you. The vertex is an xy coordinate. It's an xy pair of numbers. And this number hanging on over here is always the y value of the vertex. You can just count on it, because this +4 moves the graph up 4 is what it does. The x value of the vertex is a little trickier. The x value of the vertex is the x number that makes the thing in the parentheses be 0. So this is the thing in the parentheses. What is the x number that makes that 0? Well, if you add 3 to both sides, you find out that 3 is the number you could put in here that would make this subtraction 0. And pretty soon you can just get used to it. So the vertex is going to be at 3, 4. Now what does that mean? That means we can go over 3 and we can go up 4, and that's where the vertex of the parabola is. When this number is positive, your parabola will open upwards like this. When this number in front that's being multiplied is negative, the parabola will open downwards. When it's 1, when this number's 1, the parabola has normal thickness. When it's more than 1, it starts to get thinner and steeper. And when it's smaller than 1, like a half or a third or a fourth, the parabola starts to expand out. So when this number in front, which we often call a, when a is 1/4 or 0.25, you'll get some sort of stretched out thing. When a is 4, which is a pretty big number, then it's going to be a very narrow thing. And when a is negative, then the parabola opens down. So what about this parabola? Its vertex is at 3, 4, but since a number, that number being multiplied in front of the parentheses, is a +2, that's going to be steeper than normal. So it's not going to be too steep, but it's going to be pretty steep, and that is a good enough sketch. You don't actually have to put in numbers for x and calculate outputs. We're just learning to sketch. If you want a better sketch, go over to Desmos. I strongly encourage you to be using Desmos and type in the thing. Just type it in. Somehow my pen is connected to the Desmos screen. I don't really know how that works. Now look, is the vertex in the correct place? Yeah, x is 3, y is 4. And does it open upwards? Yeah. Now let's make that 2 in front. Let's make it a little steeper. Let's make it be a 5. Do you see how it makes it steeper? Let's make that 5 in front be a 9. You see how it makes it steeper? Let's let that a be a 0.25. Do you see how it makes it fatter? Let's make it be a 0.1. You see how it makes it broader? It still has the same vertex at 3, 4. You can see that. But that a number controls the steepness of the graph. And now if we made it be 0.01, which is of course ridiculous, it's looking almost like a straight line. What if we made it be forget that. What if we made it be -1? Well, then you see it opens downwards. And what about negative, I don't know, 10? Then it gets steeper. So gradually you can get control of these things. What would happen, do you think, if I change this 4 to a 5? Can you predict what would happen? Did you predict that the vertex would go up 1? If you play like this with these numbers, if you just try different numbers and watch what happens to the parabola, you will very quickly get control of these kind of problems, and problems in 11.6 will seem easy to you, and that will help you in 11.7. So please play with Desmos. It's easy. It's probably not as fun as a video game, but it can really help you and help you quickly.